Hi everyone, I welcome you all. My name is Vinay. I hope you guys are doing good. So this is our second video on UI in PowerApps Canvas App. Last time we have seen very basic stuff. How do we build UI using drag and dropping of components, right? Today we are going to learn more about vertical and horizontal container, which are also known as responsive containers of your Canvas App Power App. So I hope you guys will be excited for this session. So let's get started. And before we start the session, if you are new to the channel, I would request you all to subscribe it, like this video if you like the content, do share your valuable feedback in the comment section. Alright, so here we are on our blank Canvas app. Now today we are going to mainly focus on two things. That is this horizontal container and vertical container. See, let me add this horizontal container first, then let me click outside, then let me add a vertical container, and I will add a normal container as well so that I can clearly explain you the difference between each one of them. Okay, so here see, there are three containers. This one is horizontal, this one is vertical, and this one is normal. Okay, so let me quickly add some labels so that you people can see which one is which. And this one is our normal container. Okay, so till now what we have seen is that whatever we paste within our normal container, let's say if I paste this text input, if I paste a label, if I paste a rectangle, I have a freedom to move the control anywhere within this control, within this container, right? I can place it up here, I can place it up here, I can place this rectangle below this, increases width, increases height, like that. But what about the same control? If I put these three same control in this horizontal container, what will happen? So let's do that. Let's say I add this label, I add a text input, I add a rectangle. Now see the clear difference between them. This is a horizontal container. Horizontal means left to right. Okay, so whatever control or field I am placing within this container, whatever control or field I am placing within this container, they are placing horizontally, left to right. See, first is this text label, then this text input, then this rectangle. Let me increase its width. Okay, so now you can clearly see if it is horizontal, then the things are placing one after the other. Okay, first is this, then is this, then is this. I cannot move this below. See, I can only reorder their place. I can move this to the second position like this. See, I can change, I can like toggle their position, but I cannot move this below. See, it's not allowed. Let me give some color to this one, let's say light green. So now you can see, I cannot move this below. See, it's restricted. I cannot move it outside. Here in normal container, it's not restricted. I can freely move it. But initially this, you may seem like, hey, this is very difficult building UI in this. No, it's not. I'll explain you how to build the UI in this, and it will be pretty easy compared to building UI in a normal container. But you have to be very patient and you have to follow along each and every step whatever I'm doing up here. Okay, now talking about vertical container. Okay, now talking about vertical container. So see, in this vertical container, if I place any control, let's say a label, a text input, a rectangle. So see how they are getting placed. They are getting placed top to bottom. Okay, firstly a label, then text input, then a rectangle, top to bottom. Since it's vertical, vertical means top to bottom. So see, the placement of the controls is top to bottom. Okay, now next, what is an advantage of using vertical container or horizontal container over your normal container? What is an advantage? Okay, so see, the first advantage is, let's say I want all this control to have the same width. So I can click on my container. So see, this is a horizontal container. If I'll click, see this, Justify horizontal. Let's say they are left aligned. If I want to align them at the center, see, center align. If I want to align them to the right, right align. If I want to have equal amount of gap between them, I will click on this justify. This is known as justify or space between. So now you can see there is a common space between each control. Okay. So let's say I will keep it right align only. Now what is this? Align vertical. Let's say currently they are starting from the top. From top, if you want it to be center line. Now see how easy here it is to align the control at the center compared to our normal control. Normal control mein what used to happen is we used to write code on X and Y property, if you remember from the last session. But here we don't have to do that. Correct. First thing is that, see, bottom align. This one means stretch. So all will take complete height of this particular container. Okay, very important. Okay, cool. Now see, these are some of the property, but how can we give gap between these controls, right? Currently they are like aligned with one another without having any gap between them. So if you'll click on this container, we have this gap property. If I write 30, so 30 means 30 pixels gap between them. Okay. So gap claim, most of the time people get confused. They click up here. No, do not click on this one. Even if you are up here, if you are center line, you can also give gap like this. If you click on this, then it will not follow this gap property. Remember this. Okay. Other than this, what is this horizontal overflow? What is this vertical overflow? We will look into this. Don't worry. We will look into this. We will look into this wrap as well. For example, if I will add one more, like let's say a button and a date picker, for example. And let's say this should be not center line, but left aligned. Okay. Or start aligned. So now see, one is this label, one is this rectangle, one is this text input button, and then there is a date picker as well. I can clearly see that in preview. Okay, so date picker is here. It's outside of this container. Now, how can I access those 2-3 items which are outside of my container? It would be better if I would get a scroll up here. So how do we get a scroll? For that, you can add a horizontal scroll. Horizontal means left to right scroll. Now you can see this scroll cape, right? Now let's say I don't want this scroll up here. I want the content to be in the next line. So just disable this hide and turn on this wrap. If you will turn on this wrap, so see what happened this time. So instead of going ahead, the contents which were not getting placed in this control are going down. So I hope this is making some sense here. Okay. This will make more sense when we will do some use cases, definitely, right? But as of now, I think this is more than enough, okay, to get you to get you people started with this. Now let's say if I add few more controls in this horizontal container, let's say I can even add this copilot now. It's like super cool. Let's say I add a combo box. Let's say I add something. A list box. So many things I can add. Okay, I can keep on adding. Now the problem again is started, right? It's going like below, and the content, since I've chosen this center aligned vertically, so it's not proper. So I have to do top aligned, and then I can have a scroll up here. So now you can see I'm getting a vertical scroll, top to bottom scroll. See? So isn't it amazing? I can have this scroll as well. Now the question is, hey Vinay, can we get a gap from left, top, bottom, right? Definitely you can get. So you can click on your container. You can utilize this padding property. So let's say top se 20 pixels ka padding, bottom se 20 pixels padding, right se 30 pixels padding. Okay, sorry, left se 30, right se 30. So like that you can give the paddings. So now what you will notice if I'll play this thing. So now see, the gap between left is 30, the gap from top is 20, the gap from right is also 30. Bottom say, the question is why the gap from the bottom did not came. If you have a scroll, then bottom say this padding bottom property will not work. Even if you write 200, it will not work. Just to give you an example, just to tell you this, if there is a scroll, it will not work. So how do we give gap and all that we will see later. But quickly just understand this. Okay. Alright, so let me just save this app as of now. Now let's go to this vertical container. Again, the same kind of properties are up here. So can I change this vertical container to horizontal? Yes, you can. The first property is direction. If you change it from vertical to horizontal, it is a horizontal container now. Okay, and if I change this horizontal to vertical, it will be vertical container. So I hope this much is very much clear, like how do we change the directions and all. What are these property like justify vertical, align horizontal, gap. Okay, horizontal overflow means left to right scroll. Vertical overflow means top to bottom scroll. And if you don't want a horizontal scroll, I am saying if you don't want horizontal scroll in horizontal container, then you will enable this wrap. Okay, if you don't want, let's say for example, just to give you an example, let's say left say padding should be 30, right say padding should be 30, top say padding should be 20, bottom to 20. Okay, so these things, gap between each control 30. So see, 1 2 3, the gap is 30 pixels. Alright, cool. So now let me keep on adding some control in this. Let's say this drop down. Okay, let me quickly go and add few more controls. Let's say a toggle button, a radio button. So I added so many controls up here. Now they are going outside of the screen. So how can I access those controls? First of all, I can go up here. Vertical overflow, I can set it to scroll. If I will do this, I will see this scroll. Cool. Alright, so this is easy. Now let's think one step ahead. Let's say I don't want this scroll. I want the content to be here on the left hand side. So I can enable this wrap. So if I will enable this wrap, so instead of having a vertical scroll, see this vertical scroll will not work. See, I'm talking about the vertical container. So vertical container mein, if you enable wrap property, vertical scroll you will never see. Horizontal control mein, if you enable wrap property, you will never see horizontal scroll. How much am I making sense? You just have to listen me very carefully. If you enable the wrap property in this, even though this horizontal overflow will have a scroll, you will never see a horizontal scroll. There is only one case mein jahan par you will see a horizontal scroll if you decrease its width way too low. See, if I decrease its width way too low, then only I will see this vertical scroll. But I don't think that will ever be a case. Okay, usually that never be a case. So even though you have enabled a scroll, but if this wrap is open in horizontal container, you will never see a horizontal scroll. Similarly, if the wrap is on in vertical container, so even though vertical overflow scroll is on, you will never see top to bottom scroll. There is one case where you will see if I decrease its width way too low. See, in this case only you are going to see this. Okay. Now let's say if this wrap is on, now this content is going outside of the of this container, so I can enable the horizontal scroll. So that is a possibility up here. Okay. Now what is the advantage of using this? See, advantage is firstly alignment of the controls, right? I don't have to manually drag and drop and put the control at their position. I can simply put them in a particular position. Okay, one more thing is, let's say, can each of the control take equal amount of width? So that is also possible. Let's say I am on this vertical container, right? Vertical container, if you'll see this align horizontal properties there, if you'll click on this stretch, see all of them will take equal amount of width now. Let me disable this. Now you can see. Okay. So all of them are taking equal amount of width. Okay. Now here, if I talk about horizontal container, horizontal mein to there was no horizontal stretch, right? So how does the content of these horizontal container will take equal amount of width? So you can click on each of the control within this container. See, by pressing control, I selected all these controls. And then there is this property. In all of this control, you will now not see X, Y, those things. Okay, you will only see some properties like flexible width. So if you will enable this flexible width, see, now all of them are taking the equal amount of width. Again, they are taking the equal amount of width. Now your question could be, hey, when these four are fine, but these are taking the full width. Yes, why is that the case? Now one beautiful thing I'm gonna teach you. For that, let me create a new screen. Here, see this very carefully. Again, I'm gonna create a horizontal container. Okay. Now notice one thing. When I create a horizontal container, within my horizontal container, when I create any control, for example, I'm choosing this button. Now let's say I want this button to take full width up till here, till this position. So how can I do that? I can select this button and I can enable this flexible width. As soon as I'll do that, see, it's taking the full width, right? Now, since I enable this flexible width, you will not see width property up here. See, previously, if this flexible width was off, you are seeing this width property. Width may, if you write any number, right, let's say 250, 350, 400, 500. So it was taking that width, right? Let's say 100. But let's say if I enable this flexible width, you will not see that width property. You will see some 3 new extra property, that is fill portion, minimum width, maximum width. This maximum width is very recently introduced. You may not even see this property if you have watched any videos on YouTube, right? This is very newly introduced. Okay, but previously we used to only have 2 properties, that is fill portion and minimum width. Okay, now what is this minimum width? What is this maximum width? Okay, so minimum means minimum. Let's say if I increase its width, so see, it's keep on increasing, right? There is no upper limit where the width of this will stop. Let's say this should stop, I will say at 500 pixels. So see, till 500 pixels it will work. See, it is working. But as soon as my container ka width is greater than 500, see, it has stopped working. It's now not growing. Its maximum width can go up to 500. Similarly, its minimum width can go to 160. So if I keep on decreasing, just keep noting the width of this particular container, that is this container number 4. Currently it's 400 something, 300, 200. Okay, now 190. As soon as I'll go below 160, see, it stopped decreasing. It has stopped decreasing. So this is what minimum width and maximum width means. Okay, so usually we do not touch maximum width. Maximum width ko we keep it empty, usually I'm saying, but it totally depends on your requirement. Okay, so maximum may it's stretching the way it want. This maximum width ka example I can give you up here. Let's say if I show you my own website, right? So see this, the maximum width from this point to this point I've set it to, maybe it's like 1600 or 1500 something. Okay, so see, if I increase its width, right? So see, one sec, I think I pressed something. So see, till this point, see, it's working, right? Increasing, decreasing, but at some point it will stop. It will stop increasing. This point has stopped increasing, right? So now, see, this is like super cool property up here. Let's say if I'm viewing this app or this website on a very big screen, I don't want my visual to be fully stretched. It will not look good. It will look very bad if it is fully stretched, right? So I have set the maximum width to this point, let's say 1200 up. It does not matter, even if I will view it on like a 55-inch TV or something, it's fixed. Okay, this size is fixed. Okay, rest I will see this empty space. Okay, so the same concept is up here as well now. So previously this maximum width ka concept was not there, but now they have introduced this. So this is like super cool. Okay, so I hope this would have made some sense out of this. Now let's say if I insert one more control within this. For example, let's say if I add this text input. So since this is a horizontal container, so content will be horizontally, like left to right place. Let's say I want to give gap between them, let's say 30 pixels. Okay, now how do we give gap from left and top? I will give you guys 5 seconds. You can guess. Okay, if you have guessed it correctly, well and good. You people are able to understand the concept. So see, which properties we will play to give the gap from left and side and top. So we will play with the padding property of the container. Okay, so see, let's say if I write 30 from left, 40 from top. So see, isn't it amazing? It's easy. And let's say right say you want to give padding. So let's say 30 padding from the right. Now see. Now, if I will ask you, can you align this center? If you want to center align this based on this container, first of all, you have to note padding should be 0 from top. Then justify horizontal. See, horizontal means left to right. Vertical means top to bottom. So top to bottom, I am saying align at the center. So top to bottom means vertical. So here. Okay. So I hope this is making some sense. Now, let's say if I click on this control, that is this text input, if I will enable this flexible width of this. So the flexible width of this button is also enabled. This text input is also enabled. So both of them are taking equal amount of width. Okay. I don't know what is the width. Assume that it is taking 450. This is also taking 450. If I will increase, see. decrease. So see, both of them are taking 50%. But let's say I want this to take 70% and this to take 30%. How can I do that? I can click on this button. Now see, this is the third property when you enable this flexible width. Till now we have seen this two, minimum width, maximum width. Now, but what about this fill portion? So 1 or 2. So there are currently two controls within this control, right? Within this container. So that means 1:2. The ratio is 1:2. So 1:2. So that means this is taking 50%, this is taking 50%. If I change this ratio somehow to, let's say, 70, I am writing 70 up here, and in this button I will write 30. Now see, this number got changed. So 30, this is taking 30, this is taking 70. So total 100. So 100 I am considering this container. So this is taking 70%, this is taking 30%. Similarly, if I wanted to do the opposite, so what I'll do is button mein, fill portion mein I will write 70. And this text input 4 mein I will write 30. Now see, now this is taking 70%, this is taking 30%. The question is, what is the width, what is not the width? That's not the question. Okay, see, it will maintain this ratio, but till what point? Till the minimum width. See, as soon as the minimum width hit, right, of this control, this will stop following the rules. What is the minimum width of this? The minimum width is 320. Let's say if the minimum width was 0. And here also, if I change the minimum width to 0. Now what will happen? See, they will keep on following the rules. See, but the problem is the text within these controls are now nowhere to be seen, right? It's not good. It's not a good approach. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. Okay, that is why we give some minimum width as well. So both ka minimum width I can keep, for example, 150. So I think 150 is more than enough. So see, they will work. But as soon as this hit 150, it will stop working. And as soon as this also will hit 150, it will also stop working. Okay. So I hope this also is now making sense. The fill portion property. Okay, what is the fill portion? Fill portion is based on the container, how much area do you want this particular control to take. Instead of putting number like 1 of 2 or 2 of 3 or something like that, just give some number. For example, if I have one more control in this, right? So I added a label. So this label will not have that fill portion property until unless I enable this flexible width. See, now I enabled this. Now it's saying 1 of 101. So this was 70. See, this was 70. This was 30. This was 30. Now this is 1. No, I will say no. You will take 20%. Okay. You will take 20. I will say you will take 50. So 20 plus 50 is what? 70. And I will say you will take 30. So 30. See, this number I'm making 100. Just keep this in mind. This number you should make 100. Okay. So let me give some background color to this. Let's say green. So see, this is 20, this is 50, this is 30. So 20, 50, 30. 2:3, 2:5:3 ka ratio. Okay, sorry, 3:5:2 ka ratio. So see, 30, 50, 20. Right? So 3:5:2 ratio is this. Okay. So depending on your UI requirement, now whatever UI is given to you by your UI team, right? You can implement this. But fundamental things you have to keep in mind. So I hope till here everything should be clear. Okay, it will get more clear when we will practice some UIs. Alright. So can we practice, for example, you can ask me, Vinay, can we practice this UI, your website UI? Definitely we can do that. Okay. Let's practice this UI. So for this, what I'll do is I will create a new screen first of all. Okay, a complete new screen. Let me rename this screen as LMC UI. Okay, last minute coders UI. Now, before we start, you can choose any container, but just let's say if I give you the picture of this UI and if I ask you which container you will use to build this UI. So what kind of a scroll do you see up here? Top to bottom scroll. Top to bottom means vertical scroll. So vertical means I have to use a vertical container. I'll use vertical container, but in itself this container is not responsive. How do we make this container responsive? Content within this container will be responsive, but this container itself is not responsive. So how do we make this container responsive? In its X we will write 0, in its Y we will write 0. Width mein we will write parent.width. and height we will write parent.height. This is the only code that we write, okay, here in these containers compared to your normal container. Normal container mein you have to write code in each and every property. Now I'm saying drop shadow should be none, border radius should be 0. Okay, done. So see, now nobody will know whether I'm using container up here or I'm not using container up here. Correct. Now let's analyze this UI. Within my vertical container, can I create other containers? Definitely we can. So the first container will be what? Now just see the direction of this. See, it's left to right. So that means horizontal container. Then if you will see this complete UI, right, it's divided into two parts. One this left hand side, one this right hand side. So again a horizontal container. Within that horizontal container, the first will be vertical, top to bottom. This will also be vertical, top to bottom. So quickly let us design this. So let me rename this container as main container. Okay. Now renaming of the container will help you a lot. Now let me again add a horizontal container up here. So see, within my main container, I added a horizontal container. Currently it's taking complete height. Why? Because its flexible height is on. I will turn it off. I will change its height to 80 maybe. See, done. So this is done. Let's say I don't want any shadow in this. I don't want any border radius. So I will make it 0. Now I will look into this. See what is the color of this. So how can you get this exact color? See, you can add some Google extension like color picker. Okay. So just add this extension. I think this is the color that I needed. So I can click on this and I can wait a sec. I can there is a drop, I guess, here, site color. If I'll click on this site color, right, it's capturing the color of this particular site and I'll get this particular color. Okay, so I can just select this part and copy this color. I can go up here and click on this container, go to its color property, custom, and in the hex I will paste this color, right? So I'm able to get that color. Done. Now here I have one logo and some buttons. These are the buttons, even though they looks like a label, but these are button. All of them are buttons. Okay, so I will click on this. I will go to insert. I will insert an image control first. Image. So here I got this image. Now this image is going outside of this container. I will say the width and height should be, let's say, 60. I want this image to be the center of this particular screen. So I will particular container. So I will click on my container and vertically I'll center line. I want a little bit gap from left hand side. So let's say left say 30 pixels gap, right say also 30 pixels gap. Done. Cool. Now within see, I have certain buttons up here, but now see this buttons and iske beech mein there is a gap. So within my horizontal container also I can create another horizontal container. See, I created another horizontal container, right? Now what I will do is this horizontal ka flexible height is on. See this flexible height. This is known as align in container stretch is known as flexible height. Width to flexible width is on. That should be on, but height should not be on. So either you can make this minimum height as 0. So it will fit in this container, or you can do this center line and then you can like manually give the height as 60 or something. Okay. I prefer this stretch and making a minimum height as 0. Okay, now whatever, let's say I want to add some buttons in this. So let's say if I add this button, so this button is coming from the top. So I will click on my container. I'll say it should be center horizontally. It should be center vertically. Okay, now one button I added. So see the UI of this button, the background, there is no background color. So I will say background color transparent. Okay, hover maybe there should be no background color. So I will remove this code. Press maybe, see there should be no background color. So I will remove this. Hover fill mein I will select this light gray. Press fill mein I will say color dot white or wheat, maybe something. So now let's test this button. If I'm hovering over it, if I'm clicking on this, so it looks good. Okay, it looks good. So this button name is home. Size se I can play. I prefer using like font size 10 or 11. I will choose 10 this time. Okay. So this is this button is done. Width say definitely we can play because this 100 or maybe 80 or maybe 60, maybe it will look good. Okay. So let me keep it 60. Now let me copy and paste. Paste. So I can place so many buttons up here. Okay. Like MS Power Platform Tools, backend, something like that, right? So MS Power Platform Tools. Then we have this backend security practice. Okay, so I can quickly double click up here, back, and okay, this one, let's say security practice. Okay, and then we have about me, contact, about me, and then contact. Okay, and finally one button is outside, so I can copy any of the button. I will copy this button. I'll click on my outside container. This container is known as header container. Okay, this container you can call it as navigation, like nav container. Okay, where I have this navigation icons, and in my header container I'll paste one button. This button will be for login. So see, done, right? Cool. Now I can increase the width one by one. Let's say this width should be 150. 150 is less, so let's do 200. Okay, this one maybe 100. Okay, this one let's go with 150. Okay, definitely we can play with this controls like 100, 100, something like that. Okay, contact us. Okay, so this is definitely done. Okay, my header part is done. See, and for logo I can click up here. I can go up here, upload. I guess I'll use this logo. Okay, so definitely I can choose whatever logo I want, but I'm choosing this logo. So see, it's done, right? The header part is done. So this part is done. Now talking about this below part, right? So which container will I? So see, my header is done. I'll close my header. Now I'll click on my main container. Now abhi ke liye just add any container. Horizontal, vertical does not matter. But see, firstly my header container, then below this a horizontal container I added. And whatever control you are adding, just remember, if you don't need shadows, just make it none. If you don't need border radius, just make it 0. Okay, this is done. Now let's see this. Now this control, this hand side, okay, left hand side. If you'll notice why I have used like a horizontal container, not a vertical container. So see, if I talk about this part, right, this body part. So see, it is divided into two parts. One is this part, one is this part. So you tell me how they are arranged, left and right or top to bottom. Clearly left and right, right? See, this is left, this is right. So that is why horizontal container. Okay. So in this horizontal container, let me give padding from left as 30, padding from right as 30, padding from top. If you want, you can give, let's say I'm giving 30 again. Okay, bottoms I'm not giving any padding. If I talk about this nav container, right, it has some shadow. I'm seeing this shadow up here. This does not look any good. So I'm making it none. I'm making this border radius as 0. Now if I will play my app, I will not see any shadow up here, right? If I'll play this, see, there is no shadow up here, right? It looks good. All the buttons are working and it looks excellent, right? Now coming back here. So now talking about this left hand side. So what kind of container will I use to make this? So see, content is first this line, then this line, then this line, then this line, everything. So it's top to bottom, right? So vertical container. Okay, vertical container I made. Then talking about this inside. So again, content are top to bottom. So beside this vertical container, I will again add another vertical container. Okay, so 2 vertical container added. What type of gap between these 2 containers? So I will click on this container number 8, which has this container 9 and 10, and I will give gap as 30 pixels gap between them. Done. Now I will click on this container number 9 and container number 10. So firstly, I need to check their flexible width is on, and currently their fill portion is 1:2. So both of them are taking 50-50%. But if I will see this UI, so this one is taking maybe 80%, this is taking 20%. So 80-20 or 70-30 ka ratio mein I will have to divide this. So I will click up here. Fill portion mein I will write 80 to the side, and this one I will write 20. Done. 80 and 20 ka ratio. Minimum width may just keep a note of that their minimum width is 250 currently. Totally up to you, whatever you want to keep the minimum width. If you will keep 300, so see, this will take 300, it will not go below 300, this will also not go below 300. Okay, they will stick to 300, and this bigger side ka minimum width I will keep as maybe 700. I feel like this should be 700 and this should be 300. This should not go below this. Okay, so if I will play my app, it looks amazing, excellent. Currently this app is not responsive. Last time I also told you what you need to do is just go to the settings, display, turn on this scale to fit. Now if you will play, so now see it's taking the full width of this particular screen. This looks good. This looks good. Okay, now again coming back inside, now talking about this side. So first of all, I have this label, what is Power Platform, it's written. So I will insert a label inside this. Okay, now I can click on this container. Whatever I'll place inside this container should take complete width, right? So I can click on my container. I can say align horizontal stretch. Now if I'll click on this, so see this is taking complete width. Font size I'm keeping 13. I will say what is Power Platform and question mark, and this I will make semi bold or bold, whatever. Okay, then below this I have this label, and beside that I have a logo. So again in this vertical container, how will I place like a label up here and an image up here? I cannot place because this is a vertical container. Within my vertical container I have to add a horizontal container. See, and this flexible height I'll turn it off. Maybe I'll keep a height as 200 as of now. So in this I will add a label. Okay, this label I will say flexible width should be enabled. Okay, auto height should be enabled, and I will place the text within this. The font size of the text I will say 10. Okay, and then beside it I will have a image. So I will click on my horizontal container. I will insert an image control. Okay, I will add an image control. Now again what I can do is I can say fully stretch it. You take complete height of this particular container, and in its width, see one code I'm writing. So see, I enable this flexible height, right? So width I can write self dot height. So if I do this, so whatever is my height, the width will be the same. I don't know what is the height, right? Because this is a flexible height. But by doing this, I can make the height also dynamic, the width also dynamic. And image I will use this image only, okay, which I've already uploaded. Okay, now what I can do is see this one, right? Let's say this one, or between these two I want a little bit gap. I can write 30. For this container I don't want any shadow and all, so I can say none. Okay, I can play with the height of this particular container, let's say maybe 100. So that's totally depends on me. Let's say 150. Okay, so that depends on me. However, the way I want to like align it, maybe the font size is way too small, let's say 13. Okay, and let's say this like this image and this, I want both of them to be center aligned. So instead of this I can do like the center line. Okay, so this totally depends on my thinking, the way I'm thinking the design. Okay, 120 let's say height. Okay, so see this totally depends, and let's say the height of this should be 16. I will enable auto height. Okay, so see it looks amazing, right? So this is how we will do this. So let's say I want this to be like a little bit big. So if you want this to be a little bit big, what you can do is you can click on your container, you can increase its height. Let's say you make it 200. Okay, and this one again I have to enable this. Okay, stretch I have to enable. So flexible height, it will take complete height. So now this looks fine to me. And let's say I want a little bit gap from the left hand side. You can play with the padding of these. Okay, padding left, right, that you can do. Okay, so the same thing has been like done up here. Okay, padding left, right, so let's give 5 only. Let's not give any padding because there is no shadow to this main container. Currently these two containers have some shadow, right? Let it be, let the shadow be there. Okay, height ko I'm keeping 160 or something. Okay, because I feel like height is way too much, maybe 120. This is fine. Now coming back to this, how do we create line up here? So again you can click on your this left hand side. So see, first of all let me call this as body container. Body container mein we have two sides. One is this left container, one is this right container, right? So always name your container, since you all will be beginners if you are starting with this. So always name your container. So left container mein I will click, I will go up here and I will add a rectangle. Okay, so see I added a rectangle, it's taking the full width. First of all, if you don't want this rectangle to be clickable, otherwise it will be clickable. So go to its display mode, change it to disabled, then disabled color may just remove whatever code is written. Go up here, change its color to light gray. Okay, then play with its height. Height ko you can make it 2 pixels or 1 pixels, whatever. So now see the line is there. correct? So we are successfully able to create a line. Now coming back here, we again have a label. So this is a normal label. Okay, so this normal label, I can copy this and I can paste this label up here. Okay, this label say free PowerApps tutorial for beginner something, and I can paste this. But below label is not a normal label, it's a special label where we have a button also and a label also. So how do we create this label? If I will ask you, you have to use HTML text. Okay, HTML text means, let's say if I copy this part and if I will go up here and let's say if I paste this part up here, this is fine. But how do I make this channel bold? So you have to use tag. If you are well versed with HTML, CSS, you will be able to do this. But if not, then I would recommend you people to just go through this little bit. And if I want to give a link, then anchor tag is there. A tag open, A tag close. And here where it will go. So href may I will go and let's say if I click on this link, a link opens. So I will copy this link. And within href I will paste this link. Okay, and definitely I can play with its color. So I can use a style property and then I can write color. I can write blue or something. So see, now its color is blue. So now if I'll play my app and if I'll click up here, so see, this is also opening my YouTube channel only. Okay, so this is how you create like a button in a text. So you have to use HTML text label. Okay, so this is like super cool. Then again we have this kind of a thing. Again, only HTML text can do this. So copy this, paste it in your left container, and here I'm simply gonna copy this text and simply gonna paste this text up here, and B tag I will close before this playlist. So see, this looks cool, right? And I can definitely play with the font size, maybe 11, 10, whatever I want. I can do that. Auto height I can do, so that little gap. Let's say, how do we give more gap from top? Play with the padding property. Let's say 20, right? So padding properties are already there, so we can play with those. Now coming back here, now see this. How do we make this card kind of a system or carousel? So this can only be developed using, either you can use like a gallery. Okay, you can definitely use a gallery to build this. Okay, so what kind of a gallery we will use? We will use a horizontal gallery for this. See, horizontal gallery we will use. So see, okay, height, flexible height, I'll turn it off. Height I will keep it as 150 or maybe 200. 200 will be nicer up here. Alright, so I'm talking about, see, this is a gallery. Okay, this is not your container, this is a gallery. Within your gallery, see, you have this template size. So template size is this part. Okay, so currently some code is written. If I'll remove this code, let's say I'll write 350. It's up to me, whatever I can write, right? So this is 350. Template padding, I prefer not to give, but this template padding is this. Let's say if I see this UI, right? So see this little gap you see between the item, right? So let's go with 10 this time. Okay, wrap count 1 again. If you don't want it to be on the second line, that I do not want. I don't want this scroll, so I will turn off this scroll. I will have a show navigation icon. So see this same kind of thing is up here. I know the UI is different because the tool is different. This is built on WordPress. This is like Canvas app, right? So the tool is different. You will not see those points up here, but you will see this. Okay, now coming back within our gallery, can we add containers within our gallery, this horizontal and vertical container? The answer is yes, you can. But either way, you don't have to do that because you simply have one image. So just add that image. Okay, and I will increase like this width and height like this. So instead of like manually doing this, width mein you can write parent dot template width, height mein you can write parent dot template height. But if you will do this and if you have your padding enabled, so just keep in mind that this is fine. Okay, otherwise sometimes what happens is they overlap one another. Let's say if I give it some like light green border, so you can see. Cool, right? Now the question is from where we will get, you can ask me where we will get this images and all. So you have to create some collection for this. Okay, directly to nobody can do this. Okay, so you have to create some collection. where we will create collection. Maybe on this screen on visible property pay, you can create some collection. Okay, like let's say clear collect coal. This is PowerApps tutorial. Okay, something like this I'll do. Okay, so ID let's say one image, but image abhi hai hi nahi, so I have to go to the three dots, media, add image, upload. So I have to add the images basically. But I don't know if I have those images up here. I don't think so. I have those images up here. Okay, so for this example, let me just add this some images whose names will be simpler, 1 2 3 4 or something like that. I can use this images, but their name is some of the problem. The name is the problem. So let me quickly rename them 1 2 3. I will tell you why I'm renaming this. Okay, so environment, these names are fine. Okay, those names were not good. So see, I added all these images. Okay, assume that I added all these images, and once these images will be like here. So what I have to do is I have to go to this image and I have to write, let's say what is the first image, what is the second image, what is the third image. So I'm just creating a database basically. Okay, so first image. Okay, then one will be link. So link where, when I will click on this, let's say when I will click on this, so which page I will go. So I will go to this link. So I will copy this link and I can go up here, link mein double quote mein I will paste the link. Okay, so this is my first row. How do we create second row? Just copy this. I will expand the size. Okay, and put a comma, enter, I will paste. Put a comma, enter, I will paste. Put a comma, enter. So in total 5 items I'm like creating. Okay, there also I have this 5. So always remember, whenever you are creating your own database, always maintain an ID column. It will definitely help you later on or something. Second image is 2, third image is 3, fourth image maybe environment, fifth image maybe this one, pagination or something. So I'm just randomly giving a link. I'm not changing the link. Definitely we can change. I can have this images as well.
Hi everyone.
Okay, so let's say this is the second link, third link, fourth link. So like that I can definitely change the link as well. Okay, but as of now I think this is more than enough. This is well and good. Okay, I will move this up. How do we run this collection? Just change your screen. So now if I'll double click on my collection, so my collection will have this data. So I will copy the name of this collection. I will click on my gallery. I'll go to the data source property of this gallery and I'll paste the name up here. So now you can see, right? Amazing, right? I can click on this image instead of this fill. I can say fill. So now see, they are taking the complete width. Correct. Now this image definitely play with the border radius property. Maybe I'll do 15. So see, a little bit rounded corners, they look really nice, right? So when I'll click on any of this image, I should be navigated to that particular link. So I can go to the onSelect property up here. The function which I'll use is launch, and I'll write this item dot link, and that's it. If I will play my app, if I'll click up here, so see, again it's opening this YouTube video. So well and good. If I had the proper images, it would be fine. Now I don't want see, if I click on this gallery, there is some border, right? I don't want any border. I'll say none. So now there will be no border. See, if I will click up here, so another video is opening. So well and good, right? I was able to create this, only that I do not have this particular images, but if I would have, I can definitely do that. So now see, my rest of the UI is repeating. I can just simply copy all these things, copy, and I can click below and I can paste, right? So below it's like Power Automate tutorial for beginners, blah blah blah. So I can copy this, I can like paste it up here. What is this? Playlist name is there, so I can copy this playlist name. Let me click outside and I can click up here. Definitely I can paste it up here. Playlist skip. After playlist I have to close this B tag. So this is fine, right? I can definitely change the links. Okay, now how do I see my contents are going outside of the screen, right? I want to scroll up here. So in which control will I give the scroll? The question is, you have to click on your main container. You have to give a scroll up here or vertical overflow scroll. But the question is, why the scroll is not coming? The scroll is not coming because this body container is not going outside of the screen. Why will this body container will go outside of the screen? So firstly, if I'll click on this inside container, this left container, the left container content has gone outside of the screen. So the left container content, the left container height should be, should not be flexible, but its height should be, let's say 2000. So now see, it will, if I'll make it 2000, right? So it will go outside. It will go outside of the screen. See, now it's going outside of the screen, but if I click on this body container, so see, this body container is, its height is still till the height of the screen because the flexible height is on. So you have to turn this off. Its height should be dependent on either on this left container or on this right container, so whichever is the maximum. So you can click on the height property of this. You can write max and you can write left container dot height comma right container dot height. So whichever container height is bigger, it will take that height. So left container height was 2000, so it was taking 2000. So see, so now I am seeing the scroll because this main container we have this 3 container, right? But this body container is going outside of the screen. Now I'm seeing this scroll, right? So this is what we wanted and we were successfully able to do this. Now if you want your header to be sticky, for example here I want my header to be sticky, so what you can do is, here you can hide your scroll. Here you can hide your scroll. You can click on your body container. You can give your scroll up here. Then what you have to do is, remember this very carefully. Whatever code I have written up here, comment this code. Okay, enable the flexible height. Okay, now see the scroll you are seeing up here, because now the scroll is on this body container, and within body container your left container is going outside of this particular body container, right? So now I am seeing a scroll up here. So now my header is sticky. It's stick to its particular position. This is what was happening up here as well. Okay, so I am teaching you multiple concepts up here. Okay, you just have to like grasp all this concept. Now see, here I have some like a beautiful visual. Again, this is a container where we have an image, then this Udemy course and something enroll now. So within this right container, we can have a vertical container. Okay, flexible height I will turn it off. Height maybe 350 will look good. Okay, yeah, it looks good. Then first of all, the color, again you can use color picker. Okay, so I guess this is the color that I want. I can copy this color. I can go up here, go to its color property, custom. I can paste this up here. This is done. I can insert an image now. Okay, now whatever I'm placing in this container should be fully stretched. So I can click on this container and I can say stretch. So now see, this is fully stretched. I can go up here, upload I don't know, maybe somewhere I would have that image. That image is not here, but I'll choose this image now. Okay, so I'm choosing this image, and height of this, maybe I will go with 200. Okay, instead of it I will say fill. So done. So this looks good. Then I have this Udemy course, 1, 2, 3 labels and a button. So quickly I will click on this container. I'll add 1, 2 and 3. So 3 labels. Okay, their color should be white. There should be center line. The font should be 10. I will enable their auto height, and then finally a button below. So like this. Button pe flexible width I will not keep. I will say center line. The button ka font I will say 10, and height is 40. I will say 30. Width 100 maybe. Okay, and I will say enroll now. Okay, the text, what is the text? Udemy course. So for example, like this, the font of this I will change to 12, maybe semi bold. Okay, then below I have complete Canvas App PowerApps. So complete Canvas App PowerApps. Okay, something like this. Then course 2025 and then my name. So course 2025 Vinay. Something like this. Let's say I want to give gap between each of them, so I can click on this container. I'll say 15 pixels or 10 pixels gap between them. Now I can click on this, the height of this, I can change the height to 400, and the color of this button, whatever. Okay, I can change it to whatever I want the color to be. Okay, so that totally depends on me. I will choose this color. Okay, so see how quickly I was able to like make this sort of UI, right? Now coming back, there is a search icon. How do you create a search up here? So first of all, let's say gap should be 30, and then I'll insert a text input. So this text input is going outside of the screen. Why is that? Because flexible width is not on. So first of all, enable this minimum width. I'm making it 0 as of now. Font size 10. Default text I don't want. Hint text I will say search. Okay, so this is done. So I was successfully able to do that. Let me give a little bit padding from left right of this container so that the border should not get trimmed. I will not give any like drop shadow to this, none. Right, maybe I did not wanted any drop shadow. Left, maybe I did not wanted any drop shadow, so I'll say none, 0. Okay, so right and left both container, no drop shadow. So see, the border of this should be not this but light gray. Okay, so done. Now what else? I have this something like this, like a text or something. So I can add a label. I can just paste this text. I can enable auto height and flexible width. Minimum width, definitely you can play with it, and keeping it 10. Okay. Then what else? Again, a text input is there, then a button. So text input again, I can use this. And button clay, definitely I will copy this and I'm gonna paste it up here. Okay, so done. Now let's say I don't want this much amount of gap between these. So instead of like 1, 2, 3, so instead I will cut this. I will click on this container, the right container. Okay, I will insert a vertical container inside it. See, a vertical container is there. Now I will paste those 3 things inside it. So now see, I want the gap between them to be like the 5 pixels, so that I can do only 5, not 30, right? 30 is between this and this. Okay, let's give some like gap to 2 pixels, stretched, cool. This looks fine. The color maybe this blue, and it was written here like subscribe. Okay, so and here it was written enter your email. Okay, so hint text is done. Looking good. Okay, the height of this, maybe I will go with 40 this time. So see how quickly and then I don't want any shadow in this particular container. Because of this shadow it does not look good. Now this is like more than enough. Let's say padding from left 0, so that yeah, it will start from same position. Maybe what I can do is gap like 5 is less, maybe 10. Okay, and we are good with our UI. Okay, we are good with our UI. So here as you can see up here, it's flexible width. Flexible width nahi rakhna hai. We have to give like width. I'm giving 2000 as of now, so that it will also go outside of this screen. So now see, this looks amazing, right? So with the help of this containers, I am successfully able to build this. Now see, now this is responsive as well. See, if I'm decreasing the width, so see, it's working, right, top to bottom. Now let's say I want horizontal scroll as well. So what I can do is I can click on my main container, horizontal overflow, I will give some scroll. Wait a sec. If I will play my app and if I will do this, now the question is why the horizontal scroll is not coming. There is a reason for that. So see, if I'll click on this header container and my body container, their minimum width is 250. I will say the minimum width should be, let's say 1200 or maybe 1300. Okay, so minimum width should be 1300. After 1300 we will see scroll. See, See, now I'm seeing this scroll. So now see, this is like a fully responsive app. This is not adaptive, but at least it's fully responsive, right? Okay. So see. So these containers are super amazing. Let me just tell you. Okay, with the help of these container, you can give me any sort of UI, which is not very complex. Now, if you'll ask me, hey, when I add some transitions and all, those are impossible kind of thing to do it in Canvas app. I mean, they are possible, but again, implementing them will take a lot of thinking, lot of like out of the box thinking, I will say. Okay, because transition, I don't think without using this HTML, you can give any sort of transition up here. Timer controls, a lot of people give transition, but again, that's not a really good kind of a transition. Okay, but at least our static UI will look more than beautiful than what you see in like Canvas app. Like drag and drop, say it's 100 times better. Okay, so now you can see this UI is like fully responsive. So responsive means even if you will view this on any device, does not matter. See, it will be perfect. Okay, the contents will be clearly visible. Even if I'll go to the mobile device as well. See, the contents are clearly visible. Right? Window size, canvas size, phone tilt. See, phone this tilt. Still it's visible. Tablet, it's visible. Tablet tilt, it's visible. Okay, so this is how we create a responsive UI. Okay, don't worry, we will practice 2-3 more UIs like this, but this is to just you people get started using these controls. Once you master these controls, believe me, you will be able to like develop any sort of UI. Okay, so UI will never be a problem to you. Okay, but now the biggest challenge is like, how do we convert this to my phone UI? How do I change the UI to phone UI? For example, here also, see, if I go to the phone UI, the UI completely changed. Now I'm not seeing the horizontal scroll. So this is adaptive UI. Currently our UI was responsive, but it's not adaptive. So how can we make this UI adaptive? Okay, so that is the challenge. Okay, and for that we have to learn few more other concepts as well. Okay, but responsive ke liye these containers are more than enough, and little bit of coding. Just see the coding I have written on the first container only. Okay, after that, whatever you will place inside this main container only. Okay, so this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this session, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you are interested in learning PowerApps Canvas App from me, the complete course, I will say, then I have one course ready for you people on Udemy. So you can go to Udemy, and if you'll search for PowerApps Canvas App, right, then definitely somewhere my course will come. As you can see up here, it's coming in the first. Okay, there's good amount of rating, around like 70-80 people have already enrolled in this. Okay, the link of this course will be in the description. The coupon code you may be seeing somewhere on the screen. Okay, so yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Goodbye.